Okay, welcome everyone. I just want to check to see whether we are streaming online. And yes, we are. Hello everyone. Welcome to Open Mic Foundation, Open Mic for Women. Thank you very much for everyone for joining on Mother's Day, and happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. And this wonderful, beautiful soul that's joining us today. Janine Shapiro, thank you so much for joining. The Mindset Alchemist Healer, very intriguing woman I've met a couple weeks ago. We've had shortly, very brief conversations, and you've intrigued me. I keep on telling you this. You've intrigued me. Janine, thank you and welcome, to Open Mic Foundation. Thank you for taking the time for us. I truly appreciate, your time and your wisdom that you're going to share with us today. Your topic today is power of words. What a powerful topic, and thank you for that. So I'm going to hand it over to you. I think introduce to the audience. I just also wanted to mention Open Mic for Women is a global platform. We have a lot of global presence on this platform. I've noticed people from the USA, from Germany, from Berlin specifically. We have people from New Zealand. So thank you very much for all our global participants and audience on this show as well. I greatly appreciate it. And I'm going to hand it over to you, Janine.
Thank you so much, awesome lady. I really appreciate this opportunity to chat with you, Sheshni, and with the audience, because so many of us give our power away through our thoughts, our words, and our feelings. And that's why my son said to me the other day, Mommy, what does a mindset alchemist do? And I said to him, my boy, that's a very good question. The word alchemy means to transform, to transmute, to create something different from that which already exists. And people, that is what we do with our words. That is the power of our words. I wonder if anybody in the audience has ever read Dr. Masaru Emoto's work on the power of thoughts, feelings, and words on water. Have you ever read his work? Have you seen his work, Sheshni?
No.
Masaru Emoto. I can't remember the name of the books. He's got 3 books, and it's just amazing the power that our words have. When you think of, everybody wonders what the lowest vibrational word is, and it's shame. Shame, it's not the lowest vibration when you measure the vibrations, but it's the one that monitors on water as really being the ugliest and the most discordant and the most really not so great. And that is because it's an emotion that blocks us, stops us from moving forward. And it doesn't matter what has happened. Nothing may have happened for people to work with that emotion. And emotion is a vibration. Our thoughts are a vibration. And our words come from a combination of that. What people are speaking is very often an indication of what they are thinking, who they are being, and how they are processing life, what they are doing to process life. Hi, Caroline. And it's in allowing yourself to become very, very aware of what you are saying, when you are saying it, and that feeling behind it. Because I can say, oh, I love you. Or I can say, I love you. Or I can say, huh, I love you. I really, really love you. I'm a soul. I'm saying the same thing. What is the power behind what I'm saying? It's the emotion, it's the feeling, it's the tone of voice. It's that energy behind the words. And when you take into account that each word in itself has an energy because it vibrates at a certain point, and other people perceive it and receive it at that point. And I'm going to share a secret with everybody so it will no longer be a secret. Surprise! People hear you here before they hear you here, because your thoughts are what create your words. And that is why you have got 5 seconds to respond to somebody, to a situation, and to something. And the more present you are, the more tuned in you get to that. Because if you are speaking here and saying, I love you, and in your mind, you are saying, you utter bastard, that person is hearing the utter bastard before they're hearing the I love you, because you think it before you say it. And people hear us here before they hear us here, because they feel it here.
Okay.
And that is why I make it a practice, especially when I'm on my lives. The only thought, the only feeling going through my brain is I love you. Because that is what I would like somebody to experience, to feel, and to get to. And because I do so many lives, and because I work online so much, I've also learned I'm focused on what it is I'm saying. I don't allow other things in. Now, I have learned a wonderful phrase. I actually know a lot of phrases. And the reason why I use them and I get my clients to use them is because everything is energy.
True.
Everything is energy. Even my hand moving the air, through the air, I am moving energy, because this is my energetic field. So if I'm doing this, I'm moving my energetic field. So when I speak, I'm moving energy. I'm creating. Thoughts create when you put them with the feelings and your words. Which, now, why was I telling you this? I told you the secret, that people hear you here before they hear you here, because they feel you here. Now, there's certain words that I would like to share the power of them with you. Are you ready?
Yeah.
The audience ready? Great. Hi, Andrea, how are you? There's certain words, and I'm going to name them, and then I'm going to go through them. There's many words, but I've just chosen a few because, like I was sharing with Sheshni, I said to her, how long do we have? And she said, no, as long as you require. But I can talk for 3 days straight. I didn't actually say that. I said I can just talk forever. I have no problem speaking. However, I have learned to begin watching what it is I'm saying and the energy I'm saying it in, and to check in, is that my energy or is that somebody else's energy? Because when it's somebody else's thoughts and feelings, I would like to return it to them with consciousness attached. Because when you start saying words that I wouldn't normally say this, where did that come from? It's time to look into what's going on and who it's coming from. You don't need to know who it's coming from, just return to sender with consciousness. But a wonderful phrase that I've learned is, that's an interesting point of view. And at this point, I would like everybody to say that. Janine, that's an interesting point of view. How does that feel? Sheshni, when you say that after what you've been hearing me saying, how does that feel? Would you be prepared to say that for us?
There's no judgment, it's karma, there's no judgment against what you're saying, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what I would like everybody to be feeling before I start going through these words, so they don't take out their metaphorical guns and shoot me. The first word is want. I want to do this. I want to have that. I want. And you know what happens? You stay in want. Why do you stay in want? Because the word want, up until a few years ago, actually meant lack of. I want money meant I have a lack of money. I want to do something. I lack doing this. It means you are not going to do it. You have already put a barrier and a boundary around you that blocks it, prevents it from coming towards yourself, and doesn't allow you to receive it. So it's waiting right here for you. It is unable to come in towards you. It is a word that is low vibrational and has a very deep lack energy. And we use it like Smarties, like candy, like popcorn. The other word is say yes.
So very interesting you're saying that, Janine, because, even in the workplace, you have a lot of people that uses, I want to have this. I need to have this. If I don't get it now, I cannot deliver. If I cannot have your information, I cannot move forward. I want to know this. And it's very interesting because you're triggering me right now, and I'm taking it back to the workplace, but it's also with the kids. The kids do the same thing. I want sweeties, or I want to go here, or I want to do this.
What is
Yeah.
the energy you are feeling behind it? Is it a good energy? Is it a feel-good energy?
No, it isn't. It isn't. The word
It's
want
a heavy
isn't.
energy.
It is.
No, it's a nasty energy. The power in it is one of exclusion. It's one of grabbing. It's one of lack and desperation. It's a power of knowing that you may not get it. It's really not a great energy. However, if children say to you, hey mom, it would be great to have this. Say that. Hey, it would be great if I could have this on time. Yes. What does it feel? Heavy or light?
It's not creating, it's creating a more positive feeling versus a more negative, because you asking, can we go and do this? You're not demanding.
Thank you. That's the word. And how does it feel when I say to you, what are the possibilities that I could get this from you so that I can get my work completed?
It gives me, I have options.
Yes. How good does that feel?
Yeah, no, you're not treading that line, or you're not pegging it down, to the ground and demanding that I want it either today or tomorrow. You're creating that I have possibilities in terms of, I can give it to you now, or I can give it to you in a day or two. Yeah, it's different.
And if the person says to you, what are the possibilities that I could have it in the next hour? And you go, oh my word. However, when they use the word possibility, they are actually opening your energy field. And you know what happens? Instead of it taking 3 days, you can do what you thought would take you 3 days in 20 minutes. Wow. Because you have opened yourself up to the infinite possibilities of the universe helping you move forward. That is the power of words. That is also the power of questions. Questions are made up of words, and when you use words in a really empowering way, giving power to the person, giving power to the situation, not giving your power away. When you say to somebody, I want this, you are giving them your power, and you are left feeling empty. You left feeling like, no.
That's true. True.
Does that make sense? Now you used another very delicious little word there called need. I need this. Yeah. I need that. I need it. No, you don't.
I don't. No, I don't. But it's amazing how people use the word needs, the context in the way that they use the word needs. And I'm bringing this out because there's a lot of teams that we manage and we work with. And if you hear the words that's been used to communicate with another colleague or whoever's in the workplace, and these are the words and the phrases that's actually coming out.
Yes. Now, tell me the difference. Say to me, Janine, I need you to get finished. Please say that for me.
Janine, I need you to get finished.
Janine, what are the possibilities of you getting finished?
Janine, what are the possibilities of you getting finished?
What happened with your chest when you said the first one and the second one? What was the difference in the feeling?
Oh, wow. It was heavy versus light.
And how powerful is that?
Yeah. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. I'm not too sure if any of you guys are on live. Test these words, test these scenarios, say it to yourself, say it to someone that's in the room. Throw us some comments, guys, and share with us. What do you guys think about the wants and the needs versus using the words possibilities, right? it's
And
definitely,
potentialities.
yeah, definitely.
Now, Sheshni, there's some other words that I often ask my client, and myself, you'll hear me on a live. I'll go, no, we don't like that word. And I know the one time, I actually sat there for about 4 or 5 minutes before I could rephrase the sentence in an empowering way because of habit. We use the words because of habit. We use the words because of where we have set our minds to. And that's where the alchemy that I work with you is all about. I help you to reset your mind to transform your life. And that is what shifting your words and your feelings. My coach actually said to me the other day, she said, Janine, because you have such a good grasp of words, it sometimes cuts you off from other people because they are not used to the way you use the English language. And I went, well, I don't know any other language. And she said, which is not quite true because I do speak Afrikaans very fluently. However, that's not going to help me outside of South Africa. However, it could maybe in Holland. But anyway, that's an interesting point of view, don't you think? However, it's people get into a habit and they are so used to feeling energetically, do you understand the word beleaguered? Energetically set upon, heavy, energetically heavy.
Heavy.
That they don't understand. And that brings me to another little word called because. Be the cause of. Because. Do you understand how that word's made up? And I don't care what the dictionary says. You be the cause of. And the minute you use because, now sometimes it is a really good requirement to use it. It's a really good positioning of phraseology to use it. However, when you use it in your life, you're offering an excuse or you're offering an explanation that actually puts a boundary up and prevents you from moving forward effortlessly. And life becomes hard work. I had to do this because, instead of just saying, I was unable to do this.
Yeah, to the point, straight, done. Yeah.
Where does it come from that we feel we always are in a position to offer an apology or an explanation for our actions?
Yeah.
Where are we giving our power away? Now, if you then say to me, well, what led you to take this action? That's an interesting question that you're asking, Sheshni. Let's have a look at it. I feel it was because I was looking at the program and it required this, this, and this, and this. Am I offering an excuse or am I offering a foundation of a conversation?
It's more of an excuse.
Whenever we have to use because, it's an excuse.
Yeah.
It's a way out of it.
Yeah. It's like saying but.
Yes, I'm coming to but now. You know this. BUT keeps you on your BU double T. Because whatever you say after but means you are negating everything that came before it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I would do this, but nonsense. It means you're never going to do it. Can you do this for me? I'll do it now, but I was going to do this, but, well, the but is keeping you on your butt, and your butt is spreading so large you will never get off it. And that is something, it just weighs you down. And the reason why we do this is when we feel unsafe. Ladies and gentlemen, we do what is required to keep ourselves feeling safe. And when you go within and you understand who you are, how you work, and what your work means, you are then able to feel safe from within rather than trying to keep yourself safe from without. And when you understand what your words and your feelings and your emotions are doing, they keep you safe in a way that your inner being is safe. We have all had experiences as children where we've been bullied, we've been attacked, we've been picked on, we've been victimized. And we bring that forward with us as we grow. And it's when we go and look into, well, I wonder what it is that's bringing that word forward for me a lot. And you go and explore it. Oh, it was because of this, this, and this. That you are then able to heal. You're able to reset your mind. You basically are using the alchemy of your thoughts, your words, and your feelings to recreate absolute situations where you feel safe, you feel creative, and you are able to move forward. Now, for me, something that those people who follow me know, I really work on releasing, criticizing, condemning, complaining, and comparing, because those four things keep you stuck. And when they come out of your mouth, and even when you just think them in your thoughts, remember, people can hear you here, even if you aren't saying it here. Remember that.
Yeah.
You are actually lowering your energy, and you are taking your inner power and you are giving it away with words. The minute you criticize somebody, the minute you condemn somebody, you literally are handing them your power on a plate and saying, here, control me. You are giving the control of yourself towards them. And people, maybe you're comfortable with doing that. I have learned to own my power. So instead of blaming others, comparing, criticizing, condemning, and complaining, I look at it and say, all right, what is this person reflecting back to me that is triggering me? What is this person mirroring to me? Where are they being a mirror of where I am being asked to heal, where I'm being shown to heal? Or where am I projecting what I would like, what I feel about myself through them, and they're verbalizing it back to me? That is the power of words as well. You do not even need to be saying them to yourself or thinking them. You're literally forcing them through other people for other people to say them to you. Huh. Isn't that an interesting point of view?
That's a very interesting point of view. Just want to see who's on the call. We have Caroline's on the call. We have Scoo's on the line. Audrey is on the line. Nelia is there. Hi, everyone. Thank you for watching. Send through any questions that you may have, comments regarding the talk, anything that you guys would like to know regarding the power of words. I mean, Janine, it's a very fascinating topic. I think we do not recognize what we say. We also are not conscious about what we say, how we say it. I have been through various different industries, right? And everything is, it's coming back to me in the sense of the type of words people, and to your point, it's the habit. It's the habit that we have in us. But I can tell you this much: people are not aware of what they're doing.
Nope. What makes them unaware? What do you feel makes people unaware of what they are saying?
I think it's the circumstances that they could be in as well. That plays, a lot to how they feel, how they portray their lives, how they, behave, the mindset in terms of where they're at currently in their life, being it business, being it work, being it, personal relationships. These things all have influences, right? I mean, the one thing that I always make sure, in my work teams is make sure that I know what's going on with them. Because if I don't know what's going on with them, whether it's personal, whatever it may be, I don't have to know the details, but your body language, says a lot. It says a lot.
Sweetheart?
Yes.
I'm going to be very rude.
Yes.
You shut off your feelings for your team by saying because, and then you said but, and you were going to offer an excuse as to why you were shutting off your feelings. You just demonstrated what I'm speaking about.
Yeah, because it's habit. We don't know anything. Habit. Yeah, it's habit. We don't know. So having,
and I do
it. Yeah. I mean, having someone like you that's pointing it out, it's making me conscious of what am I saying, how am I saying it, because you don't realize the words you're using to actually portray what you are trying to say or feeling. And again, to your point, what you're feeling versus what is coming out is totally different. It's not the same.
And let me tell you, Kimmy Tempest has just asked a very good question. She says, what word can replace the word but in order to change the habit? Kimmy, this is a brilliant question, and it's one I've been working with. So instead of saying, even when I say, instead of saying, I want to get this at the shop, I say, oh, I'm putting this on my list for the shopping, and I will get it when I go there, instead of saying, but I, whatever. I would do this, but I will do this, and I will do that. I will do this instead of. I will do this due to, instead of because. Due to, because due is a direction, D-U-E, not D-E-W.
Okay.
Due to these circumstances, I will do this. So it's a direction. It's not using an excuse. You're not being the cause of, because. Does that make sense?
Perfect.
Sometimes it's completely in alignment to use them, especially once you've started shifting your energy around it. However, it's being present in the present and having an awareness of what we are saying that makes a difference. So for example, my daughter said to me, Mom, can we do a video call later? I could have said to her, sweetheart, I'm on a call with Sheshni, but we can do it afterwards. Instead, I said to her, hey, babe, I'm on a call with Sheshni. How does this feel if we do it at 5 o'clock? Well, it's 4 o'clock her time, 5 o'clock my time. And it's having an awareness of the language that you are looking at. And she said, no, that's great. That's in alignment. Or what does your diary look like at this time? Are we able to do it then? It's to use that. I use the word and a lot because do you know what? It makes you very, very aware of what you are saying. And it blocks the excuse, because when you use and, you go, no, and I don't want to do that.
Okay.
What did I just say? I don't want to do that. I'm lacking doing that. I choose not to do that. I prefer not to. And to me, I will rather create space for something like, I'm creating space for my new program to come in. I'm setting up a schedule for this, and this to happen so that this can happen. Another word is should. I should do it. The minute you say I should do it, everybody knows it's never going to happen. Have you experienced that in your work teams?
Yeah, absolutely. I should have done that, but and there's always a but that follows that, right?
Which is the excuse. It's the justification. And the minute you put justification in place, you are putting a boundary and a barrier, and you are negating all possibilities of moving forward until you shift it. And as you negate that as you negate that forward movement, what are you doing? You're making yourself get stuck. And that is why one of my words is moving you from stuck to unstoppable. Because as you become aware, like I say, there are certain times that the words want, need, but, and should are very, very relevant. However, 99.9% of the time, they come from an inner fear of failure, an inner victimhood, and an inner fear of either shame, fear, or guilt, or anger. Those 4 things. It's normally shame, fear, and anger that are coming forward. And they are all to do with loss, embarrassment, and being taken out by other people or ourselves, things that have happened by ourselves.
Yeah.
Now, that word want is a particularly interesting one, as is need, because they both were used, they want that, they lack that, they don't have it, and it's evolved over time. It's the same as, now this is, I'm not saying stop using this word, but I would like to ask you, do you know the true meaning of the word cute? C-U-T-E, cute. What is the true meaning of the word cute?
From the dictionary, I have no idea. In my mind, cute means something that looks pretty or babyish pretty.
It actually means obnoxious and rude, trying to be clever.
You're kidding, right?
No, I'm not.
No?
No. They've been cute, which means they were practicing one-upmanship. What an interesting point of view, don't you think?
What an interesting point, for sure. Wow.
did I answer your question?
Hey, Kimmy.
Please give me some examples of where you use the word but, Kimmy, and I'll help you to rephrase them. Then another delicious phrase that I personally have become aware of, because I'm not saying don't use it for yourselves, it's just something I have personally come across. I'm going to. And I know when I say I'm going to, if it's not in my diary, it's not going to happen.
Oh,
I'm going to. Whereas when I say I'm going to do this at this time on this date, it's going to happen. I would like to do that. What always follows I would like to?
Say again, Janine.
What always follows the phrase I would like to? Normally.
But.
Sorry, I interrupted you. Please tell me.
No, I mean, I can resonate with those words, right? I'm going to. You know, and it's sometimes it becomes a long day and you don't get back. But when you put a date and a time to it and says, I'm going to do it on this day and I will probably give it to you at 12 p.m. noon. Then it becomes more real.
What else happens is, what I've learned to do, I just don't have my diary here. I've got somebody else's diary here, so I'll use their diary instead.
Yeah.
In my diary, I have a column for ideas and things that I'm going to. And at the end of the day, I will jot, like if I'm busy and I get a thought, I will jot it down so I don't distract myself from what I'm currently doing. And at the end of the day, I'll look at it and go, okay, I can allocate you to this day. What on earth do I want to do that for? I don't want you. I don't lack you. I don't require you. Put a pen through it. And that mind mapping, yes, however, is a wonderful way to replace but as well, Lynette. Thank you so much for bringing that forward. However is very good. And you know what? You can get very inventive replacing the word but. However is a good one. Also, I'm creating space. I would love to do this. However, I have not created space for that yet. And I love that word yet, because it opens the boundaries. It opens those barriers. It opens you to infinite possibilities. It doesn't stop at dead. And that is a beautiful, beautiful word to have inclusively in your vocabulary, because you're not saying that you're not doing it. You're not saying when you're doing it. You're putting it down and you're making space for it. Many times with ideas, now I'm digressing a bit, but many times because of the way words work. And remember, people, the answers are always in the question. When you feel stuck, start asking questions. I always used to use why, and I've learned why creates a loop. So rather use what, when, where, and how. Those will help you. Why will create a loop, and if so, I always used to say, why does good come from this? And I couldn't understand why the incident would keep repeating itself. However, when you use how, what, when, where, and the possibilities. Say with me this, say infinite possibilities with me, please, everybody. Infinite possibilities. How does that feel?
It's light. It's very light.
It's very powerful. Then the other thing is, I have started looking at the word goals. It has been brought to my awareness that goals are restrictive, because when you don't hit them, you feel bad, you don't feel good, and you cannot move forward. However, when we have a dream with intentions, when you are intent on something, you are focused on it, you are moving towards it, and where focus goes, energy flows. Where energy flows, action is sure to follow. However, when we set intentions, we are actually working with power and energy. And it's best to write them down, and it's best to speak them out. And I like to ask questions. What are the infinite possibilities of this showing up, happening, being brought to me? What are the infinite possibilities of me creating space for this? Oh my goodness. I wonder what it would take for me to create this. I'll give you an example of this. I have a most wonderful gardener, and he hates it when I run in the mud. My tackies disappear and they come back washed. The only challenge is he took the eyelet off, the little plastic thing off things, so I couldn't rethread them. So I sat there and I thought, okay, I can either lose it or I can ask a question. I wonder what it would take for me to be able to thread these shoelaces with infinite ease. Just thread it backwards. Take the one that has the plastic on it and thread it backwards. Start at the top, go the way through and thread it backwards.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it worked, right? Because you're going to weave through all and you're going to get it. Yeah. Yeah. That's smart.
That's questions. That's the power of words and questions. It opens you to infinite possibilities. Does anybody else have any other questions? Lynette says, so now I know when my kids say cute. They don't ask them because potentially they know the correct meaning of the word cute.
I didn't even know I was doing that. I mean,
no, we don't.
We don't.
Oh, isn't that amazing?
Wow.
Okay, I was talking about goals. Thank you. I was talking about goals. So now with goals, say to me the word goals.
Goals.
Now say targets. What is the difference? Say targets. Is there a difference in the meaning for you?
So target has something to say, I'm aiming for something at a particular time, where goals is very open-ended and doesn't give you an end date.
No, goals are very, very, very specific. Yes. And they block you. Once a goal is achieved, where do you go to from there? I'm not saying don't set goals. What I'm saying is look at the energy. Yes. Whereas when you use the word target, you have a bullseye and yes. you have areas around it. So, so long as you get onto the target, it may not yet be the bullseye. However, you have hit a target. And you can then refine and reset your intentions to aim for the bullseye.
Okay, because your target can grow as you move along. It can expand and grow before you even hit that. I see where you're going with that. That makes a lot of sense.
Okay, so you have intentions. What are the various targets towards reaching the bullseye of that intention? And what if you never hit it? What if it shifts and changes? Whereas a goal cannot shift and change. It has to completely be redone.
Yeah. Especially if you have a look at the times that we are right now, right? We have to adapt. And we had to, a lot of businesses, today had to pivot a business into a very different way of operating. And you can't say achieving goals anymore because your line of business has shifted so much. It's not the same anymore. So setting a target is more realistic because you can expand, you can extract, you can expand, and you can move. It's different.
It's far more flexible. It gives you far more power and flexibility than goals. Goals are rigid and very, very defined.
Yes.
And people set themselves up for failure because they feel like they do not always reach those goals, and then they have a sense of failure. And then for 90% of people, they do not wish to move forward, or they feel flat, or they just, well, what am I doing now? And an analogy that came to me the other day, when I was nursing and I'd passed my first year exams, everyone was so excited, and I'm going, but I feel so flat. Whereas if I'd understood that was one of the targets on the outside of the bullseye of getting my qualification.
Yeah.
Wow. It was like when I did psychiatry and I did midwifery. The target wasn't to remain in psychiatry and midwifery. It was to gain the knowledge of moving out, moving forward, and of moving towards something else. It gives you flexibility. So the word is taking your power back to you instead of giving it to an activity. Does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense. it explains a lot of things to me, to be honest. It does.
Can you see?
Because remember, when you have people reporting to you from a work perspective, it's the words that you use. And we are taught in corporates, and I think a lot of people that's on this call and will be watching this, we talk about goals constantly. We talk about goals. They link goals with KPIs. What are we trying to achieve? But in the corporate world, you have a defined timeline that you have to meet and achieve. You see, so it's a little bit different. But I also think that we should be using the word target versus goals. It's going to bring more flexibility considering the times we're in as well.
And not only that, think of it this: if people know their aim, let's give you an example. Say people are working on a commission basis. Say their commission is, let's use a silly example, 100 Rand a month. Mm-hmm. However, there's different targets for different things. So you hit 100 Rand here, you hit a 300 Rand there, you hit that there. It makes up the overall intention. The overall intention is to increase the company's turnover by 10% that month. When you have different targets, people will exceed them. Whereas when they have a goal, they stop at it.
Yeah, because your goal is to reach that 100 Rand, right? It's not to go more or perform more, versus where a target, it's telling you it's a target, but it's not defined. So it doesn't mean you stop. So,
yes. Does that make sense to you from a business perspective?
No, absolutely. Perfect sense.
You know, so to give you an example, what was I working? I'm just trying to remember what I was working out the other day. I have a target for the number of people I wish to invite into my optimal awareness free group, where we discuss this sort of thing. The bottom line is, so I didn't hit what I had planned for. However, I had got onto the target because instead of taking it to 300, I got to 250. Whereas if I had made my goal 300, I wouldn't have made my goal, and it would have made me upset. Who here has had that experience? Ladies and gentlemen, please comment and let me know if this resonates for you, where this resonates for you. Whereas that was my target. And what are the infinite possibilities of reaching it? That was my target. One of my targets, my stretch target, was 400, and my absolute star target was 500. However, I got on the board by reaching 250 from 219.
Yeah.
So I was still on the board. I'm still on the path towards the intention and the stretch that is there. I don't know how we got onto that. That wasn't what I was planning on talking about.
That's okay. Hi, Jackie. Jackie has tuned in. Adele has tuned in. I think a lot of people are becoming, I mean, if you look at the things that you've just mentioned and the habits that we have, it makes me think that these type of conversations, Janine, the programs that you have, I can tell you now, I would be, by all means, having you come and talk to my teams to make them aware of the words that they use and the power of words that they're using. You need to remember, people also manage people, they interact with people. Being conscious and aware of the words that we use is absolutely crucial. I must say this to you, and I want to share this with you guys. I met Janine a couple of weeks back, and the first thing, she asked me, how's my day been? And I said, I've been so busy. And she corrected me, there and then. And she said, I'm going to teach you something now. And she says, busy means that you just, constantly busy, you got no time. And she said, use the word effectively. I've had an effective day, and I shared that with my team, Janine, right? I did. And one of the project managers, she replied back to me during the course of last week, and she says, I like that word you've been using. She said,
it just feels good. Busy means chaos. Yes, we create from chaos. And yes, you might be busy. However, being busy means you are not reaching your targets.
Yeah.
Whereas when you are choosing to be effective and you are creating space for being effective, you may appear to be being busy, however, you are working towards a defined purpose with planning. And people's self-care is planning, resting is part of it, taking care of yourself. And if you enjoy chocolate, planning chocolate into your Sunday is also part of it. Do you see?
Yeah.
Somebody said to me the other day, "Oh, you're having a busy day today." And I went, "No, I'm not. Yes, every hour I've basically had something, including sitting in the garden and enjoying the sunshine. And no, I'm not being busy. To me, busy is a bzzz, you're not getting done. I have come from where I'm busy, and I choose not to go back there because busy does not create.
Yeah.
Effectively creates. And people, the minute you compare yourself, the minute you criticize yourself or somebody else, the minute you condemn or complain about yourself, a situation or somebody else, you destroy your creativity. And that's what being busy does. It destroys your creativity because it takes you out of awareness. And when you go out of awareness, you start using words like want and need and but and because. And when you begin using those words, it's because you are choosing what? You're being the cause of lack of time and effectivity.
Say that again.
When you are, it's not that you lack in structure, because I know some very unstructured people that are very effective. However, they know what it is they would like to achieve. When you are working outside of your intention, when you are working outside of your targeted focus and you are being busy, you begin to use words like want and lack because you being the cause of disruption rather than creation. You are causing a disruption rather than a creation.
That is absolutely a very defined way of saying that, right? Because when I said this to her, and I've been using my words again, not using the word busy, right? And I stopped using. I've been so conscious about it. I've been so conscious. I mean, even in my exco meetings that I was in, right? I was even telling them, I've been effective. It's been a pretty darn effective day, and I've got so much of things done. So they all paused, and there was like a silent thread across them, right? And they said, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "I'm doing fabulous." So it's different. And when I started using that word more and stopped using that word busy, things became so much lighter. You weren't pulled down to the negativity of the chaos that you're talking about. Because when you mentioned this to me a couple of weeks ago and you said the word busy and associated with chaos, it became much clearer to me as to what that word was actually doing to me. Wow, yeah. That was one of my changes. Yeah.
Well done. I'm very proud of you. I will say though, out of chaos does come creativity. It's chaos we do create from. However, it's the energy of the chaos. If it's total low vibrational chaos, then we don't necessarily move forward. And when we are busy, we are not present, we are not aware, and we release our consciousness. And that's when you start using those words. And it takes us backwards, and we actually release our capability and our ability to work with infinite possibilities, to be more effective and to achieve more. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. It does. It really does. Really does.
Shab, I love Andrea says, my day has been full of infinite possibilities. Share what you did with your infinite possibilities, Andrea. I would appreciate that. Is there anything else you would like me to share on? I can go on for hours, people.
No, I think, guys, is there anything else? Any questions? Any comments? Regarding the power of words, what I think to wrap things up, if there's no more comments, I'm going to give the ladies a few minutes on there. From a self-care perspective, the power of words, what would you recommend or suggest to be conscious about from a self-care perspective? What would you think? I mean, you started off with using the words, I love you, versus what you're feeling, what you're saying, and what's here. I know for a fact, and I speak for myself, we often don't tell ourselves how much we love ourselves or how much, we respect each other. I think we are so hard on ourselves that we don't acknowledge the words that we use to ourselves. What would your recommendation or suggestion be on that?
Thank you for asking. That's a beautiful question. Well, this is part of my program, Spiral for Success, because as we go along, we discover more and more about ourselves. And one thing about a spiral, it tends to elongate as we go up, so we become lighter. And it's in choosing to have that lightness. It's in choosing to say, when people trigger us, it's far better to say, it's an interesting point of view. That phrase is one of the best ways of self-care, because you are not condemning yourself or the other person. You're not judging yourself or the other person. You are taking the energy off. And what it does is it creates space for you to be able to open yourself to loving yourself through understanding that you do not require taking on other people's judgments of you. You just allow it to go through you. You can even turn around and watch it disappearing behind you. You do the same for yourself. When you begin judging yourself, you go, oh, that's an interesting point of view. I had that point of view. I wonder where that point of view came from. I wonder what it would take for me to release that point of view. You know what, Janine? I love you. Thank you so much for being awesome and incredible. Are you saying BS to me? That's an interesting point of view, that you have that point of view about your point of view about yourself. Whose point of view is this?
I hear you.
The other one is people, and I know we was that 99% of what you're thinking and feeling that then comes out of your mouth belongs to somebody else. We are transmitters and we are receivers, and we pick up on other people's thoughts and emotions and feelings and capabilities and culpabilities. And when you start feeling busy, you start using want and need and but and because, or you start really feeling like you're going to stick a knife in somebody, please don't. It's really not a good option. But you may feel it. You stop and you say, whose is this? As it feels lighter, return to sender with consciousness attached.
Return to a sender with consciousness attached.
And even if it feels heavy, still return to sender with consciousness attached, and then go and search where you're feeling that, what is creating that feeling within yourself, and where can you love yourself enough to shift that energy with meditation, through dance, through remembering things that bring joy. Because people, joy is a choice. Love is a choice. Peace and calm are all a choice. Taking a deep breath in is the most important form of self-love you can do for yourself. Everybody together, breathe in through your nose all the way to your belly button. And again. That is the best form of self-love you can do. Now, here's a quick hint before we disappear down the driveway. Don't do that in front of your colleagues. Rather just go like this. So they don't think you're sighing. that you're exasperated or that you're irritable. And please, people, you don't say to your colleagues, and you do not say to your partner, whether you're married or not, that's an interesting point of view, that you have that point of view. You say it in your head. And then the next form of self-love that you could have is, how can it get any better than this? And let it go. The best form of self-love is asking questions and releasing that absolute driving desire for answers.
Yeah.
Because they will come, providing you remember to return to sender with consciousness. Oh, that's an interesting point of view. Oh, my. How does it get any better than this?
Janine, thank you so much. Please share your details to everyone. Guys, a phenomenal woman with some really true inspiring insights that you have. I would truly, truly appreciate it. The video is going to be posted now as well on our Facebook and on the YouTube channel, Janine. Please put your details in. Share your programs with everybody. Please, I think people need to reach out to you to get to know some of the programs that you have. You have some truly amazing stuff, and let's take it from there. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Likewise. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a
Cheers,
wonderful
everyone.
and creative day.